Good evening, guys. This is Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and today we have Brandon Turpin with us, who is from Utah. He is a balloon professional, but he also has 15 years of experience working in a field that I have very little knowledge about, which is computers. I've learned a lot over the years with my balloon business of how to run my blog, my website, do some online marketing, using social media, things like that, but I am definitely not an expert. I'm just somebody who uses it a lot, and I learn through my mistakes often. So I'm delighted that Brandon, having a background in computers and programming, also having grown up with a family that was in balloons, and now having his own balloon business with his wife, is able to combine all of his knowledge and his strengths and his passions to help other balloon professionals have success when working on their websites. So what I'm going to do is let Brandon tell you a little bit about the services that he's offering and answer any questions that you guys have that he can help you out with. And know that if he doesn't answer every single thing tonight, I have a feeling I might be able to talk him into helping us out in the future. Other thing that I want to let you know is if you're looking for other tips and hints on your Facebook pages and other things about social media and marketing, go to BalloonCoach.com. Click on my homepage, and in the search box for my blog, you can type those things in. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, and you'll see a lot of other past free webinars that are on these topics that can help you out. The other thing I want to let you know is Brandon is one of our 10 announced instructors for Promotions and Profits Retreat that's coming up in Orlando, November 11th through 15th, 2019. It is going to be an amazing program. Every year my hands-on programs get better and better, and I'm so excited that we're going to have over 10 instructors working side by side with a group of 85 balloon professionals. So if you want more information on that and you want to get the ticket for half price, you need to sign up by January 31st. Payment plans are available, and go to Orlando Retreat on BalloonCoach.com to check out those details. So without further ado, I'm going to let Brandon take over the mic. And again, I'll be your voice for this evening. If you have questions, type them into the chat box, and I will let Brandon know your questions. Brandon, welcome.
Thanks, Joette. Tonight I wanted to do something where I could try to help people that are out there trying to figure out their website, kind of help navigate the world wide web of internet, building your website, because I know firsthand that it can be confusing. There's so many options out there. And I mean, just to build a website, you probably have at least 100 different options of places you can go, companies you can go with. And the right solution isn't necessarily one company. It's what's best for what you're looking for. So I have a little slideshow putting together to kind of explain your different options, and just so you can kind of understand the pieces that go together in a website. And then at the very end, I have a little demonstration, like Joette was saying. I've been putting together a little something for a new company that I'm doing to help balloon professionals get a website for their business. Because when I started off, I had 15 years of experience building websites. I built custom WordPress templates for 10 years. I managed a team that was in charge of online success marketing, doing Google AdWords and SEO, and I knew what needed to be done. So when I came into the business, created my balloon business, I didn't know how to do balloons, but I knew how to do my website, and I was getting orders like crazy, and I had to figure out the balloon side of it, but the website and online marketing, that is where I've really excelled and what has made our business succeed. And now 4 years later, I feel like I'm very good at everything. I do the balloons very well. We've gotten everything down, and we're still learning and still getting better. But I do feel at this point, the website, getting the online part is where I feel that a lot of balloon professionals can use a lot of help with their business. I mean, I go out there, and when someone comments on Facebook, on Qualitex, or on Joette's Balloon Coach community, I actually stalk them, and I go to their business page, and I look at their website, and I see not that no one has a good website out there, but as a website expert or someone that's working websites, I pick apart my own website, let alone someone else's. So I feel like there's a lot that people can use, and a lot of confusion. And I see people a lot of times that just are confused and don't know what to do. So I hope, it's a quick webinar tonight, and this is something that took me 10, 15 years to pick up. So I can't put all my knowledge in you tonight, but I'm hoping that over time I can help as many people as possible to be as successful online. And then at the very end, I'll show you the product that I built to try to take most of the guesswork out of it, to get you on the web and get you successful without having to put too much effort into understanding what to do. So I don't know how many of you were part of the webinar that Joette and I did last year, but I have a few statistics that I went over in that webinar that I wanted to pop up here real quick, just because I feel like they're powerful and they explain the importance of why you need a website for your business. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of this when they're starting out. So the first thing, 85% of customers use the internet to find a new local business. So if there's someone out there looking for a balloon business, in general, 85% of those people will go online to find a new business, find new business, local businesses. And that's huge. If you don't have a good website, if you don't have a website at all, that's 85% of the market that you're missing out on. And everybody always asks, how can they find more business, or how can they find more customers? They're looking for you online. And I believe the trick is to be out there and get in front of them online to find those new customers. So that to me, that's huge. The second one is 70 to 80% of customers, they're going to research a company online before they decide to purchase with them. I could do a whole webinar on this also, but the internet has changed how business is handled. Like, business used to be in the control of the businesses. They used to control what message they put out there. They used to control everything that went out there to the consumer. But now with the internet, we have control. I mean, I guarantee, at least I know I do, I guess I can't guarantee, but I'm pretty positive that most people out there, if they're finding a new business, even on this webinar, a lot of you are going to go online, you're going to Google them, look at their reviews on Yelp. If you go to a new restaurant, you're going to see what people are saying about them. If you're buying a new product on Amazon, you want to get your peers' input. And for the first time, consumers have the power on what message is being put out there for the brand. So it's important that you are trying to get ahead of yourself and have a strong online presence and make sure you have the right message out there. Because if someone Googles you and they see you have 10 reviews and 1.5 stars and people are complaining about you, they're probably going to go to your competitor. So, and the internet has changed that. The other thing is 97% of consumers go online to find or research local businesses. So putting those together, either finding or researching, 97% of people are using the internet for that. So that right there is a very powerful reason why you need to have a good website presence. The other thing, and this one is probably the biggest because I do a lot of business to business. That's where all of our money is. 75% of business to business buyers say that digital website content significantly impacts the buying decisions. That means that when people are making business to business purchases, they're going out there. They want to see examples of your work, the digital content. They want to see exactly what they're buying. Having a strong image and a strong website, 75% of people are significantly impacted by a good looking website. And 62% of those can finalize the purchase based on the content alone. So 62% of people out there will make their decision based upon only the web, without ever calling or talking to people. They will decide who they're going through without ever actually calling somebody. So having that strong online presence is very important. It's not only about having a website, but you need to have a professional looking website.
Agreed.
So another one, random, I'll keep throwing these out there. I can find them all day, but 75% of people judge a company's credibility based on the design of the website. If you go to a website and you feel like the website was not professionally, or is not necessarily professionally made, but does not look professional, you're going to judge that company. It's like going into a storefront and the storefront's messy, or the counters are cluttered. Like, you're going to judge that company. They might make the best balloons and they might have the best service, but you're judging that business based upon its appearance. So having a good website design is crucial. So the point is, most people are either finding you or researching you online, and it is important that you need a website. I won't go into too many more statistics, but you can look all day and find statistics on why it's important. The internet is only getting stronger with social media, and if your business is not online, it's going to be hard. I'm sure there are people out there that succeed without a website, but I guarantee it took them a long time to build that foundation and to get successful. And I found I feel like I have quick success, and it's all been done. Every penny I've made starts on the web. So
I love this information, Brandon, because here's the thing, as Balloon Coach, I've been doing this since January of 2015, of full-time listening to people's problems, listening to what their needs are. And one of the top issues that always comes up in the balloon industry is balloon artists are super, super creative people, but they don't always understand the technical part. So I think this is great. And I always tell people they need a website, because so many people now tell me, oh, well, I have a Facebook page. And what I try to explain to them is that there is a huge difference between a Facebook page and a website. And that difference is showing that you've made an investment and that you're a real business, because anybody can just put up that Facebook page and it doesn't take a lot of effort. Where when you go and you put in some money to a website, people know that you are established. So I love that. So a couple of questions that have come up so far, and we'll see if they make sense for you to answer now. And if not, we can go into the rest of the presentation. One is asking, should somebody wait until they have more pictures before they create their website?
No. I mean, if let's say you have a website and it's not a good website, and let's say 10% of the people out there are calling you, and if you put pictures on there, that'll increase to 70%. Yes, it's better to have that 70%, but you might as well pick up that 10%, the low-hanging fruit, while you can. I think it's important to work on the website, but I do think it's important to just get that presence out there. No matter what it is, having some type of website is very important, even if it's not the best website. When I built my website, not this website, but the first company I built for my father, like, it was not the best website. I'll be honest, but we made it good. But we did that by finding business, and the easiest way to invest in your business is by making money. So if you can get a couple orders from your website, I'd recommend. And one of the things I also have later on is you don't know what you don't know. So by building your website and getting it on there, you also figure out things that you never realized before that you need to fix. And instead of making those mistakes in front of more customers, you can make it although the risk is a lot less, if that makes sense.
Excellent. And I do see some of the other questions, guys, and I will ask them as we move on, I promise. All right, keep on going, Brandon.
All right. So when it comes to building a website, there's some important things that you need to have in order to be efficient. A lot of people, especially those that have the creative mind, they look at their website as they want something beautiful. They want it to be flashy. They want it to look good. They want their website to look like their balloons, big and beautiful. The problem is a website is not art. I mean, in a way it is, but a website is a marketing material. There's specific studies that have proven things that will make your website more successful. And a lot of those things go against the creative mind. Simple websites often are more successful. You look at Google. Google's website is a search bar and an icon at the top. Like, making it as simple as possible for the person is one of the things as well. So I'm going to go over a couple of those things. I wish I had beautiful animations, but I've been getting ready for Float like crazy, so this slideshow is just simple. But the first thing is you need to not be too cluttered. You need a lot of space. And the reason I say that is because picture going into a store and there's so much material in there, so much product in there, that the aisles are hard to get down. There's so many aisles and so many shelves that it's hard to navigate through the halls of the shop. You're going to get overwhelmed and you're just going to leave that shop. The same thing is true with the website. If you go to a website and they have if they have an information overload and they don't know what to do, they're just going to leave. And if they can't find what they're looking for, they're also going to leave. So making it easy by having not too much space, having too cluttered, having your website well organized. One of the biggest mistakes that I see by people that are starting off is they just have on their page just everything. It'll go on forever. And the more you have to scroll, the more people are going to fall off. People don't like to scroll. So you don't want your pages too long. Having a lot of space between things and not being too cluttered is very important. The other thing is having simple navigation. People need to know where to go. If they come to your website and they can't figure out where to find what they're looking for, like I said before, they're going to leave. So navigation, having a simple navigation bar, even websites that are very complex have a simple navigation bar. Overloading your navigation bar with tons of information is just going to overwhelm people. So finding ways to help people navigate. For instance, with me, I have on my navigation bar, I have a navigation bar for decor. And then when they go into decor, it'll say balloon arches, balloon columns, and they can look at the different things. Instead of putting everything in the navigation bar, I separate them into pages and I have sub-navigations inside those pages. There's things that you can do, but keeping your navigation bar simple. Having an About Us page. With the change in the web, a lot of people like to know who they're doing business with. One of the things that I built my dad's website for his business about 10 years ago. And one of the things I did, I put an About page and I put a little picture of our family and I put a little bio about each one of us. I even put we had a little parakeet at the time, or a cockatiel, I can't remember what it was. It was a bird that used to always land on my dad's printer. It was our joke that he was part of the team. So I put a picture of him on there as a joke, and people ate it up. Like I'd say 3 times a day, my dad would comment about how much they loved the About Us page and how funny it was, and the little things I said about each person. Like just bringing some personality to your website and let them know that they're dealing with a person. They want to know who you're dealing with. When you go to BalloonCoach.com, you know who you're dealing with. Joette does a very good job at presenting who she is, and you sign up with her because you trust Joette, not because the website's BalloonCoach.com. So making it more personal, putting yourself in front of the customers and just letting them feel comfortable is very important. One of the biggest mistakes I also see is easy contact. You need a way for people to easily contact you, whether you want it to be through email or phone. I personally prefer phone. I have my phone number at the top of every single page because I want them to easily be able to contact me. So no matter what page they're on, they can easily see this is how I can get a hold of them. If they have to navigate through one of my pet peeves with websites is when I try to find out how to contact, and they make it what's the word I'm looking for?
It's like it's a mine. Like it's a puzzle to find how to get their email address, or it's a puzzle to try to find out a phone number.
Like you have to search out. Like it's so annoying. And some companies, like larger companies, they can do that because they have you by the throat. You're stuck with them. But when you're trying to win a customer, that is one of the easiest ways for them to lose their attention, is to make it hard for them to contact you. And that's the easiest way to close a sell too. I mean, this is not through your website, but I mean, if someone gives us a call, I mean, I'd say about 75% of people that we talk to on the phone, we end up selling. So I'm just estimating that. We don't have any accurate way of tracking that, but when we talk to them, we know that's how we get them in the door. So that's crucial, having a way for them to contact you for questions.
And can I just throw one other little piece in there? Also, let me know where the heck you're located. I go to websites all the time for balloon professionals because people are always asking me for referrals, like, hey, Joette, do you know someone in this state or whatever? And just when people message me, I always check you out. I check out your website, and I am surprised how many times your website and your Facebook page do not tell me where you're located. And it's so frustrating because now they don't know if you're the person or not. And so that's just another little thing out there, that when you're talking about the About Us and the contact, somewhere in there, people need to know where you're located and what your service area is.
Absolutely.
Because in the world of the internet, you could be, looking at somebody's website in another country and you don't know unless you put that information in there.
And one of the first things I did is I put, besides my name being Utah Balloon Creations,
there you go.
On the home page, I literally put best balloons in northern Utah County, because even though I'm in Utah, people in southern Utah, which we don't have the ability to service really, I mean, we will, but they won't pay the price for us to go down there. Some people do. We have a couple large events, but for the most part, people from southern Utah are not going to pay $180 for a $15 balloon bouquet to be delivered.
Right.
So I put right on the homepage, best balloons in northern Utah, just so people know. And I try to make it easy for them, even if they're not our customer, to save their time so they don't call and waste my time if it's not a fit.
Exactly. That's great.
So the other thing is having a call to action. A lot of people don't realize that, but as a website, it's your job to point people where you want them to go. People will do whatever you tell them to do on your website. So if you want them to call you, you need a call to action. That means you need to say on your website, give me a call. Here's my phone number. If you want a website, if you want to sign up for an email, big old pop-up that says sign up for my email, a call to action. If you want people to sign up, if you don't have a phone number and you want people to actually sign up on your website for a service, the big button that says sign up now. You tell people what to do. If they're interested, that's how they're going to do it. So directing people to where you want them to go, a call to action for them to take action. Not only that, but it's proven when you put a call to action in there, customers are much more likely to make an action. If you just put information on there and leave it with the customer to decide what action to take, a lot of times they won't take any action at all. So it's your job to make sure they take action and direct them to what the type of action you want them to take. So I don't know. That's always something. Call to action didn't make tons of sense to me when I started off. So if someone doesn't understand what a call to action is, you can type it in there and Joette can let me know. But having that call to action is very important.
I agree.
Something that's very important, I feel, is having great images. Obviously, when you're starting off, you don't have great images, but being able to take good images, it's not about, I have a lot of people see a lot of websites that have a lot of images, and they're just not good images. Knowing how to take a good picture is very important. Knowing how to do basic editing of a photo. I know I didn't get to watch it, but I know Joette had a whole webinar on taking photos. I took a whole class on photo taking pictures, and I have a DSLR camera that I use. And even when I use my camera, I'm no expert in photo taking by any means. One semester of a class doesn't make me an expert, but the quality of photos is very important, especially in a business like us where they want to see what you're doing. When your pictures look better than your competitors, they're going to choose you over your competitor. So having great images is important.
One thing I'll just go throw in there is Brandon is a part of our teaching staff for Orlando Retreat in November. And the thing that people loved about Retreat this year is I hired a professional photographer to come in and take photos of all the decor we created. And then part of coming to Retreat is you then have access to all those images to watermark and put on your website and your social media. So if you're one of those people who struggles with taking photos or just having the opportunity to have really great photos, that is worth the investment alone to come to Retreat to be able to get those great images. The other thing I would suggest for getting great images is work with people in your area that are in the events industry to maybe do a styled photo shoot so that you can get some great photography. Build relationships with photographers, especially your clients who love you. Ask for photography from their event. You'll be surprised sometimes what they'll give you.
And if you don't have pictures out there, go out and build something. The first picture that I ever created was a balloon arch in front of my own house. No one paid me for it. I built a balloon arch, set up in front of my house, and I took a picture. The next one I did is I did a birthday party. My friend's kid was having a birthday party, and I said, hey, I need a good picture. Can I build a balloon arch? Did a free balloon arch for them, put it up, took a good picture, and it had like a bounce house, and it looked phenomenal. And I didn't make a penny off of those. So if you don't have any work, you can do some stuff that doesn't cost too much. And just take a couple good pictures. It doesn't take a lot, but just get something on there. One thing I do not recommend is using someone else's work. Besides the moral reasons, I remember when I started off with when I built my dad's business, we didn't have a picture of the printed balloons. So I went and I found one online. And I probably shouldn't share this, but I went to somewhere in overseas, and I'm thinking to myself, if I find somewhere that's not in the U.S., no one's going to be upset. It was somewhere over in Britain, and about a month later, we got a cease and desist from a lawyer to take it off. And we took it off, never heard anything, nothing happened. But people are watching out there. It's not worth it. That was probably dumb of me to do, but it's how easy it is to take your pictures. Just go out there, take a few pictures, and have some good pictures on your website.
So Brandon, I want to thank you for stating that, because this is an issue in our industry a lot of times that people don't realize, especially our people who may be newer to the industry or even some of our old timers. I want to be real clear with this. You are not to post anyone else's photos on your website or on your social media like it's your own. If you find someone else's photo that you want to use, you must ask their permission to do so and get that permission to put it up. So it's so much easier just to go buy a bag of balloons and make something than to go through the stress of somebody giving you a letter from a lawyer to take off the photos. And then just on the social media aspect, if you're sharing something on Facebook, you can share it from somebody's business page, but then just share it and say, hey, this is what my friend Joette did in Florida with party people. We would love to do this kind of decor here in Missouri. So that you're giving credit to the person it was from, and you're not actually just taking that photo and acting like it's your own. So I just wanted to go ahead and highlight that since Brandon had brought that up. I think it's a really important point for people to realize.
Yeah, thanks. The other thing is having a website that is mobile friendly is very, very, very important. 2 reasons. First off, you are now getting more visitors from a mobile phone than you do from a computer. In the web design, we have a thing called Mobile First Pro Design, where you will design your website for the mobile and then make it compatible with the computer, because more people are coming through phones, and that is the main way they're coming to your website. So it is important to make your website mobile compatible. And a lot of people will have like a WordPress site and they'll install a mobile plugin, and it cuts all your information out and it doesn't show the images. The problem is the people that are coming to your mobile site don't get the same experience, don't get a good experience. You need to make sure that that mobile site is just as important as your regular website. And without getting too many details, today with web design, they have something that's called a responsive web design. If it's built well, the website will just adjust. So when you make the screen smaller, the website adjusts and changes. So it fits mobile very well. So if you have a good web design that's responsive and mobile friendly, no matter what device they're coming on, they'll get a good experience. And that is important, because so many times I go to a website and I pull it up and it looks like it's on my desktop and I have to zoom in 10 times to try to click a button and I click the wrong button. Like, it's not mobile friendly. So having a mobile website is very important. And the other thing is just having good content. People come to your website, they want to see good images. When it comes to marketing, having good content for people. Joette does this well. She will have good blog posts. Like, I get an email from Joette a couple times a month, and it's a blog post that she wrote to help people out. She's not necessarily selling anything on those content. Like, she put one out today. Here's a tip on what you should pack for float. Like, she doesn't make any money off that. She's just trying to help people out. Having good content that people want to read is important, because if you're just selling them, if you're just sending out emails, if you just have a bunch of stuff on your website that is, this is on sale, buy this, people aren't going to read the content. So all my blog posts are pages like, here's an example of what we've done. Oh, holidays are coming up. Here's some good ideas. Like, when people are looking for those ideas, I want to have good content and provide them with what they're looking for. So content is very, very important on a website. And don't do misspellings. If you misspell words, it makes you look non-professional. Joe caught a misspelling on my website, so I threw that in.
Well, it wasn't me, it was somebody else that was reading it. But here's the thing I'm notorious at, is I am not a great speller. I'm not wonderful at the English language. So I actually have an office assistant virtually who does check all my stuff. Sometimes I like to go ahead and send it out before I let them check it. But that is something that I do have as a service, is that I have somebody that can check all that for me and fix it. So if you're not great at creating content, or you aren't sure, there are people out there that you can hire to help you out with that.
Or if you're like me, your fingers type faster than your head sometimes. Like 90% of my misspellings are just bad typos. So, but yeah, having good content out there is very important. You want to put content out there, information out there on your website that the people that are coming to your website want to see. So this is a list of a few things that I feel. I mean, you might see these on a couple websites, but specifically for a balloon website, things that have been very successful for me. I already put images on your website, so that looks like a double. The second thing is listing the type of services that you do. I have found that people that call me, they have no idea what a string of pearl arch is. They have no idea what type of columns are. They have no idea what we can even do. They just know they want balloons or a balloon arch. That's really what they call for. 9 times out of 10, they don't want a balloon arch. They want something else, and they just I want a balloon arch, and it happens to be a backdrop or something. So putting a list of services on your website, if you go to my website, it has everything listed by services. And then when you go into the services, list out the different types of columns, the different types of balloon arches. So when people are saying, I'm saying, hey, you want a string of pearl arch, I can send them directly to a site and show them exactly what a string of pearl arch is, because no one really knows what that is outside the balloon industry. I didn't even know about it. I grew up in the balloon. So yeah, having a list of the services that you offer makes it very easy for customers to find what they're looking for. And you'll be surprised how many times people will call me and say, hey, I want a string of pearl arch. They spent time, they did research on my website. They know exactly what they're wanting, but it's because of my website, not because they actually knew what it was. So a blog. This is probably my weakest part because I'm so short on time. But a blog is one of the best ways to put out good content. Not only having good content, but search engines love blogs. So making this very slimmed down version, basically each page has specific keywords that you will rank on for the search engines. So if someone is searching Valentine's Day balloons, your homepage is not going to have Valentine's Day balloons as the main page. So you need another page that targets Valentine's Day balloons. It's very hard to make pages for every single specific keyword that someone will search, but a blog is a good way of doing that. Putting out a blog that says top 10 balloon ideas for your Valentine's Day is a way for you to be listed on the search engine under Valentine's Day without actually adding a page specifically for Valentine's. It essentially is a page, but it's a blog post. So having new content on there, the search engines love when you add new pages and new content. It's a good way of finding new customers, because when someone searches online for Valentine's Day or birthday, you need to have content out there that they can find, the search engines will be able to find. And if that goes a little bit over your head, that webinar that I did with Joette, you can go back and watch it. That goes in a lot more, it takes about an hour and a half going into just to that.
Yeah. And the way that most people found out about my business and the way Party People grew is I was one of the first people in the industry to do blogging on a consistent basis. And what would happen is my friends around the nation would call me and go, Joette, why is it every time I research a certain topic, I find your website or your blog? And it was because I started doing it early on. I used advantage of the keywords, and it really helped new clients find us. So I am always a huge advocate of using a blog.
And please make sure that blog is actually on your website. So it shouldn't be utahballooncreations.blogspot.com or .wordpress.com. It should be Utah Balloon Creations /blog. It should be your domain name. Otherwise, it's not going to help people get to your website, and most people will not find your website from the blog. So having a blog literally on your website is important. The last thing, and I put a little asterisk by that so you know that I am a little biased by the new business that I'm making, but having a way for the customers to order online specifically for balloon bouquets. I know for larger items like decor, we like people to call us, so I didn't give the ability for people to order decor online because I want to sell people. I want to, like, if they're spending $500 to $1,000, they need to know and trust what they're spending. So people know what a balloon bouquet is. They're not going to question what it is. But if someone's dropping $500 for an event, they want to know what they're getting, and I need to put value in that when I talk to them. So for decor, I made the decision not to. I know I've seen some people that do. I know what's his name? Balloons.com.au in Australia. What's his name?
That would be Chris Adamo.
Chris. Yes, I know he does, and he's very successful. So it's for each person how you want your business. But personally, having a way for me, balloon bouquets on my website has been huge. I would say over 50% of people that pay for balloon bouquets never even give us a phone call. They just place balloon bouquets on their website. And last month, since I've been doing this new business, I'm rebuilding how we do our website, and WordPress went down. They came out with an update. My WordPress online ordering broke, and it would have taken so much time to fix it. I just decided I'm switching over to this new service that I'm going to show you guys. So for the past couple of weeks, my ability for my customers to order on my website has been limited, and I've seen a pretty big drop off. So, I mean, usually I keep that up there, but I didn't want to invest another $400 for 2 weeks. So But yeah, I've seen a big difference. Having people be able to order on your website has made a difference to me. And that's the biggest reason I built this service, is because there's not a good solution out there for balloon customers, for balloon professionals. I mean, I built it custom, and to have someone build that would be a lot of money. I'd have to pay it, but I built this so that it's out there for balloon professionals to use, and you don't have to pay a custom design that's just for you. Everybody can use it. It's a service that everybody can use, and you're not having to pay a custom design for that feature. So,
well, and here's what's interesting, Brandon, is before you even got to this part, Bobby was asking, Brandon, can we hire you? So I wanted to let you know, even before you got to the online shopping part, people are wanting your services.
So, and I'll show you exactly what we have going, but the different type of websites options that you have for doing it yourself. I know this is one of the biggest confusions. Who do I go with? Is it WordPress, Squarespace, GoDaddy, Wix, Weebly? I mean, you name it, there are thousands of options out there. Those 4 that I listed were the top that came off my mind. But I mean, you do a search out there and there's going to be so many custom do-it-yourself options. And which one is best for you? It just depends on each person. Each person has a different skill set. Each person is more technical, less technical. You really need to go out there and play with each one and figure out which one works best for you and which one has the best features for what you're looking for. When I went out and built my website, I played with probably 10 different shopping carts before I found a shopping cart that worked well for me. So, I mean, I personally am a big fan of, if you do it yourself, going through WordPress. Reason being is because it is very, very flexible. But at the same time, it also requires a little more technical knowledge than, say, Squarespace or GoDaddy. Those web builders are made very easy, but they're very limited as well. So it really depends on your abilities and what you need to do. So I always tell people, when should you do it yourself? If you plan on being a web developer. And the reason I say that is because it took me a long time to get to where I am. And I did it myself because that's what I was interested in. If it's something that doesn't interest you, most people are not going to put the time in to know what is important to be a successful website. And usually the money you save by doing it yourself does not outweigh the money you lost by not having a professional do it. So,
and I will tell you up front, there were times where I tried to build my own, and like way back in the first day of websites, my husband did do ours. But then it came to the time where I hired someone else to build my websites. I now know how to navigate WordPress. I know how to do my blogging and add things into the back. But as far as actually building the website, I had a professional do that for me because I'm good at balloons. I'm not good at websites. So I appreciate you talking about that, Brandon, because I think many times people spend so much time trying to do it themselves, and then something doesn't work, and now all that time was wasted.
And on top of that, if you're anybody's like me, I mean, balloon professionals, I'm sure you're running your business and you have a lot of things to do. The last thing you want to do is something that you're not the best at. I always try to hire out and do things that I'm not. I mean, even the things that I'm good at, sometimes I hire out. I have someone that does a lot of SEO work for me, not because I can't do it, but because I can pay someone $100 a month and it saves me so much time, and I can spend that time on things that make me a lot more money than $99. So trying to have someone do it for you, in my opinion, the more that you can delegate and have people do stuff for you, as long as you're making money, the better. And the website is the one area, because of all those things I went over, if you don't have a good website, you're losing out on a lot of business. I always do the 10 website tests. I'll do a search and I'll go down Google and I'll open a tab for every one of the top listings, and I'll look at their website. And I do it probably, I'm bad at it, I'll be honest. I do about once a month. And I want to make sure that I'm better than my competitor's website, because when someone comes to my website, I want them to think Utah Balloon Creations is the best out of all these options, and appearance is everything. So you want to make sure. I always think having a professional do it makes you more money than doing it yourself. So, I mean, I kind of went over that, why I recommend having a professional website, the time, managing website. If you actually do a good website and all that, it actually takes time maintaining it. If anybody's ever used a WordPress site, you have 12,000 updates a week. If you don't update those, you're going to get malware. And if you get malware, you have to clean it. and all of a sudden an update will break your theme, so you have to update something on your website. There can be a lot of maintenance that goes into a website, even once it's built, and it takes time. If you don't have that time to put into it, it's definitely worth hiring somebody. So you don't know what you don't know. I went over that, and I think you generally end up paying less. So I mean, this is kind of, I guess I'm not trying to plug myself in here, but I always say to myself, if I could take and do it for them, I guarantee they would make a lot more money. I always think that to myself. And whether it's true or not, I always think that because I know certain things that I know because I've done them. And I feel like I can help people make a lot more money. And that's why I built this service, honestly. So.
Well, and so quick question. If somebody was just to do their own website by themselves, what typically is the cost for that, for them to do it on their own?
That is right there. So I go through everything that I did to build my website and every penny that I spent to get that up there. But yeah, I mean, if you can go cheap and just build a very basic informational website and pay $10 a month. But if you want to do it right, I was probably paying something like $40 to $50 a month. I was paying yearly fees for all the plugins and stuff. But I think it was something almost like $40 a month I was paying for my website, and I built it myself.
Okay.
So, but I'll show you exactly what I use, because I mean, there might be someone out there that is interested in doing it themselves and learning it, and that's the part that I love in my business. So if that's something that you love to do, I mean, it's fun to me, and I want to help you learn it if that's what you want to do. If it's not what you want to do, hopefully I can help you. So
sounds good.
So if you want to, this was another option I've seen. What if I want to sell on my website? So basically you need what's called a shopping cart, a way for people to have products on your website and also to be able to check out. And by checkout means adding the product to the shopping cart, going through, putting your payment information in, putting your shipping information, and actually putting your credit card information and paying for it. So I put a couple different options on there that I know of. Personally, with my current site, I use WordPress with WooCommerce. It does require a little more technical skill to be able to put it together, but it's technical because it's so flexible. You can do so much with it. There are dozens of plugins that can extend the features. If you're really wanting to do it yourself and learn it, WordPress with WooCommerce is by far the most flexible and best option you have out there, without having to know how to develop and to do development.
And just to let you guys know what plugins means is there's all these different things that websites can do, and different plugins enable the website to do different things. So I know when Mindy first started talking to me about plugins, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So there's just, it's over my head. I just say, okay, what's that plugin gonna help me do? All right, thanks, Brandon.
It's like your phone. Your phone can do the basic stuff, but then you can download apps to extend it. So if I downloaded an app yesterday to send 100 text messages at one time to my friend. Didn't actually work, but I mean, I could extend what my phone can do by downloading apps, and plugins are the same thing as an app on a phone. And it can add additional features and functionality to your website if they have for WordPress. That's what they call it.
That sounds much better than the way I described it. I like it.
Shopify. Shopify is one of the most popular shopping carts out there, and it's a very good shopping cart. The problem I found with it is it's made for simple products. You can add t-shirts with colors and sizes, but beyond that, it's like I found I wanted a lot more than what Shopify offered. I wanted people to have sizes. I wanted to be able to have add-ons. I wanted them to choose. When I built my dad's website, I wanted that for custom balloon printing. They had to choose the balloon color, the quantity, the ink color, and there was so much to choose. They had to type in custom messages and a date picker and stuff like that. And then when it comes to delivery, it's made for USPS and UPS type shipping. So if you need a shopping cart, it's a very good shopping cart. But it's basically a shopping cart style website. I didn't find it very useful for a balloon from what I was looking for, but it might be good for you. You can look into that. The next two, I've never actually used them, but I know they have good reviews. I've never used an actual web builder because I know how to do it myself. But Squarespace I know has a very good web building feature, and they have a shopping cart. GoDaddy, I'm not a fan of GoDaddy's web builder. I think it's very limited. compared to the other ones out there. But they do have the option out there to build a website and have checkout and shopping cart and stuff. You just have to play with what's best for you and try to see what each one can do. But having a shopping cart out there, so all these website builders, they have shopping cart add-ons or shopping cart options that you can add to your website. And the last one, and I have a little note there, I might be a little biased, but the company that I have is called Balloon Suite, and it's basically adds the shopping cart for you. And I'll give you a good demo of that without going into too much time now. So,
Brandon, quick question. One of the people is asking, if they don't sell bouquets or balloons for delivery, do they still need e-commerce integration?
Only if you want people to buy stuff on your website. So if you don't do any of that, if you don't want people to buy stuff on your website, then all you need is an informational website, and you do not need the shopping cart. So, yeah, so it's a good question. But yeah, not only if you need people to buy stuff on your website.
All right, so let's see what you got going on.
All right, so the last thing is taking payments on your website. This was a question that Joette sent me that I wanted to hit real quick. When you're taking payments, it's pretty simple. They make it very easy for you now when you're building a website. The shopping carts will have different payment companies they'll partner with and they'll be compatible with. And you just need to sign up. So for instance, PayPal, Stripe, those are my two favorite by far, but there's thousands of different payment processors out there. There's two types of payment processors. There's ones where you pay directly on your website, and there's ones where you leave your website and you go to a third party like PayPal. So if you ever pay with PayPal, you leave the person's website, you go over to PayPal, you put their credit card information in on PayPal's website, make the payment, and you're directed back to the website. A lot of people like that feature. Some people are very cautious on who they give their credit card to, and they love to have PayPal as an option for security. So which one do you use? I personally use both. Having the ability to put credit cards directly on your website, it's a convenience thing, but not everybody has a PayPal account either. So you need to have the ability for someone to pay directly on your website. But I mean, there's plenty of times where me personally, I look at a website and I'm like, I don't know who this website is. And I pay with PayPal because I know that if they're a fraud, PayPal is going to give my money back. And I don't worry about paying through PayPal. If I trust the company, I just put the credit card information in. So to give yourself the best chance of them fully checking out, I recommend having both of a third party like PayPal where they leave your website, as well as paying directly on your website where they have no idea under the hood who's processing that credit card. And then for shipping and delivery, this was the hardest thing that I found when I was putting my website together, is having a way for people to be able to pay for delivery, local delivery. There's not a lot of shopping carts out there that are local delivery compatible. WooCommerce and WordPress, they've made it so you can kind of tinker things around, and I got it to work with an additional plugin. But if you go to I'm pretty sure if you go through like GoDaddy, it'll be more of a UPS style thing where they put their zip code in and the shipping cost to that zip code, and it's based upon distance and stuff like that. It's not very customizable. So beyond the WordPress solution, I haven't been able to find a good option out there for shipping. But I did want to bring that out there because it's hard to find a good option if you do local delivery. So this is what I did to build my website on my own. So if you're out there and you want to do it all on yourself, and it answers that other question of how much I actually spend. If you want to have a good website, this is what I did. So the first thing I did is I used WordPress as my web builder, as my website. It's free. WordPress does not cost a penny, but by itself, it does nothing but except a very ugly blog. So you need to be able to add on to WordPress and to do additional things. The first thing I did was purchase the theme. I could build my own custom theme, but I purchased a theme that saved me months of work of having to do it. I changed the theme around and customized it for my need, but I purchased the theme and I pay a yearly fee of $89 for that theme. If you don't know how to do web design development, you're going to definitely purchase a premium theme, not a free theme, but a premium theme out there that gives yourself a business look it adds that business look to WordPress. So it's not a blog.
And what a theme means is kind of just the colors and the layout of your website.
Yeah, so instead of coming to your website and looking like a blog on the homepage, it'll add a homepage, it'll add slideshows, it'll add a bunch of stuff, make it very more of a website than a blog. I use WooCommerce as the shopping cart. WooCommerce is free. So it's like WordPress, there's no cost, but to make it work, I had to purchase additional WooCommerce plugins. I'll show those. I wanted to add a gallery to my website. There are some free galleries out there, but I didn't like them. They didn't work very well. So I paid $29 a year for that specific Invira, I think it's called. It's a very good WordPress gallery, and I loved it. And I still pay for it because I have a couple other WordPress sites that I still maintain. But that's the gallery that I use to have. And there are quite a few good ones out there, but you need a good gallery plugin to demonstrate your photos. It's a way of organizing your photos without being too clustered. If you have all your photos just on one page and they're all big, that's going to get back into not have enough white space. You need to have well-organized photos. I'll show you what I do, but in order to have the custom order, so on my website, I basically let them be able to customize their bouquet. So they could pick out which bouquets, which mylar balloons they want. They could pick out which latex balloons. They can add add-ons, like a candy sack or something like that. So in order for me to do that, I needed to be able to extend the features, and I paid $59 a year for all those things. So $59, the Gravity Whiz, it gave me additional features for having the delivery date, limiting checkbox, and also having multi-page navigation. I mean, you can go down there and look what everything is. I would paid $354 a year to maintain my website, count to $30 a month. So, and I did everything myself. So having a website is not something that's necessarily cheap, but that $354 a year was turned into $100,000 last year. I'll pay that over and over again. I'll pay another $354,000 if it turns into $100,000 of revenue. So I've never worried about how much my website cost me because it's made me a lot more money. Some additional fees that I pay every year. I pay for website hosting. I pay for an SSL certificate. I pay for a dedicated IP address. And if you get any malware on your website, mine's had it twice because WordPress is infamous for getting malware through the plugins. It's about $100 to have it cleaned up. So I'm not going to go into details of what those are, but they are fees that I pay every year or potentially pay every year. The malware I clean myself, but someone that doesn't know what they're doing would pay $100 to have it cleaned up. So that's an example of what I used and how much it would cost to have my website. And even then, it was still not completely the best. So the last thing is one of the biggest things I see with people with websites is they think to themselves, how can I get more customers? How can I find more people to find my website? Where typically with a website, you need to have the mindset of how can I convert more customers? It's not about necessarily about how many people are coming to your website. It's about how many of those are turning into customers. So the other reason I recommend having a professional do it that knows what they're doing is if you have a well-built website that is optimized, or by optimized I mean built specifically for conversions, there's certain things that you can do to increase how many people will call you. If you have that website that's built with those things in mind, then you can increase the amount of people that actually give you a call when they come to your website, because the things that are important to convert those into customers are things that a lot of people without the technical knowledge will even think of. So as an example, when I first built my website, I tracked it. About 15% of the people that came to my website were giving us a phone call. I optimized the website over and over again. I was able to get that up to 45%.
Wow.
In my website were giving us phone calls at one point. And then I went out there and found more ways, and then I got a lot of spam traffic, so the numbers got a little messed up. But as I got bigger, I got more, the numbers were a little different. But yeah, I was able to, within a couple months, increase that from 15% to 45%. I didn't spend any more money. I didn't have any new customers. I just increased the amount of people that turned into customers. So when you're building your website, that's why it takes a lot of work, because you need to be constantly seeing what you can do to increase the amount of people that are coming to your website. I mean, increase the, sorry, my
Right. And I think that's one of the things a lot of people don't realize with websites, because I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, is that there is a difference between how many people come to your website and how many people, when they come to your website, then take action.
And I love that part of it. I love looking at the numbers and seeing what can I do to increase the increase the conversion rate and stuff. And a lot of people don't even know where to start. So that's important. Is if you have your own website, always be changing your website and seeing what you can do to increase the conversion rate. I haven't changed my website for probably 2 years now because I feel like it's in a good place, that it is well optimized. But when you're starting off, you definitely need to I was changing it probably every week, trying to find new things to do. So the last thing is my favorite option, is Balloon Suite. So I kind of explained a little bit. Basically, looking at the industry, I realized that a lot of people don't know where to start. And even if they did, very few people in the balloon industry have the experience building websites like I did to be as successful as I was. So I wanted to take the knowledge that I had and be able to put that into a product that can benefit balloon professionals and not necessarily be something that's another expense for you, but I wanted to be something that creates revenue for you. So I want you to do what I did, where I was paying $300 a year, and I didn't even bat an eye because I knew how much money that was turning into. And I want to try to create something like that for balloon professionals with their websites, because I know that's where a lot of people struggle. And so this is what I built. So the website is BalloonSuite.com. And if you go there now, it's a quick website that I built just to have something up there. And I'm finishing the final product. It's going to be released before Float. So you can't do too much on the website right now, but before Float, it is going to be released with the full update of the website.
You guys are getting the sneak peek.
And then the demo site I made this week just because of this webinar, so you guys can see kind of what the website would look like that you would have. So the demo site is basically an example site that a customer would have and what the product looks like. So basically what is Balloon Suite? So I took everything that made me successful in my balloon, and I wanted to try to give it to everybody else without having to actually build it yourself. So I built a service that is created specifically when you're putting in your shipping information, it doesn't ask if you want to use UPS or USPS, because I know dang well that you're not going to be shipping these out through the mail. It asks what zip codes you want to deliver to, how much is the cost to deliver to these zip codes. When it asks what delivery days do you want to deliver, so you can choose what days you deliver, what times you can deliver. They check out for time slots. So all those things that were important for me, I put that into this website, and you don't have to pay someone to do that for you. So it's built specifically for a balloon professional in mind. And with 4 years of doing this, I have a good idea of what works well on a website for balloon professionals. And I wanted to translate that into you. Because a website's it's about finding customers. It's a marketing material. The service is a template-based solution. So I built all these different features into the service, and then basically we create a template and customize that template specifically for you. So it has your logo, it has your colors, it's customized to be specifically for your company. And then there's also an option where if you have a little bit extra money, you want us to create you a custom template, we can do that as well. So the layout, you can control the layout, not necessarily needed. And the base layout that I have is what I use on my current website because I know that it converts well. So if you go to my website now and you look at the template, the reason why they're very similar is because I spent 2 years optimizing that layout, and it's going to convert well for you. But if you have additional needs that the layout doesn't work well, not everybody has the exact same business as me. We can create a custom theme for you as well, but you don't need to have that. You can just a template-based solution. We customize that template, and your website is professional looking out there.
So somebody said they Googled Balloon Suite and got music.
And got what?
They Googled Balloon Suite and they got music.
Music?
So yeah, you want to actually type it rather than Google it, you just want to go directly to BalloonSuite.com.
Yeah, my website's pretty new because it is a new service, so it's still probably climbing the Google rankings, but I'll get it up there, don't you fret. And the biggest thing for me is it gives the ability for customers to order on your website. If you're doing balloon bouquet delivery, when I started, I looked at Balloon Planet, I looked at Balloon, I think it was like 1-800 Balloons, and the problem I struggled with, I don't know if anybody else is the same way, is I wanted to put my product out there. I wanted to be able to put my bouquets out there. I wanted to have the best looking bouquets, and I wanted to be able to show them that I have the best looking bouquets. And not that I'm not taking anything away from those other services. I think they bring a lot of value, but a lot of us want to be able to sell to our customers and put our product out there. And I hated being limited to being told what product I could have. So instead of using those for my website, I went out there and spent forever building my own website. So I wanted to be able to give that to you. So if you don't have to, I remember a webinar that Joette did, and someone would use Balloon Planet as their website to show their customers what they could do. Well, now you have the ability to actually put whatever you want on your website so people can actually see your exact bouquets. And for us, the biggest thing that we do is people being able to create their own bouquets has been huge. That people love that feature where they can create their own bouquets. And probably just as popular is our We Create It For You feature. And I'll show you these. But basically, people tell us, this is the size that I want, this is the gender, create me something. And we create them something. They don't tell us, they can put notes in there, but a lot of people just don't want to pick it out. They just want to, I deliver flowers to my wife. I've never once picked out the flowers that I deliver to my wife. I have no idea what looks good. I'm not going to tell them which flowers to use. So when I call a florist, I just say, create me something. And I find that a lot of people want to do that with balloon artists as well.
Cool.
So that features it as well.
So the question is, how quick of a turnaround time do you offer when people are buying a bouquet online? Like, can they order it now for tomorrow morning, or how does that work?
So for us, we offer next day. So basically up to the next day. But for you guys can set what that limit is. So each person is going to be different depending on your business. So you can basically set, it has to be at least 2 days out. You can set which days of the week you deliver and the times that you deliver. But for me personally, I will allow anything next day. I wanted to do same day, but at least we're getting to the place. But the hard part is at least for balloon bouquets, sometimes it's hard we don't always have somebody there blowing stuff up. To blow stuff up. So we put it out till the next day, and we haven't had a big problem, and we haven't changed that yet. But if you have a shop where someone's there all day, I would absolutely do same day delivery myself. I think if you go to a flower website, you see that market like crazy. Same day off, we offer same day delivery. So I think that would be a huge benefit if you could do that.
Thanks, Brandon.
So basically, when you're with the website, how flexible is it? I wanted to make it so you can manage your own website. I don't want to be your web developer. I don't want you to send me every time you need your page changed, or if you want to add a new product. I don't want to do all that for you. I want you to be able to do it yourself easily. So you can add new pages. You can add your own blog posts. You can customize the homepage like the slideshow. So if you have a new promotion, you add a new image. For the shopping cart, you can add your own bouquets. You can add your own balloons, the colors. All that information is customizable on a dashboard that I've created. And I tried to make it as simple as possible. And I think almost anybody should be able to manage it. The only thing you really can't customize is the layout of the website. So unless you have a custom template, custom theme built, where things are on the website are pretty set in place. And I do that mainly because I know what works well. So, and to have someone build a custom theme, it does take time. Not a lot of people have a lot of money. So if you're starting off and don't have a lot of money, I would definitely recommend doing the template, because I know that it works. And in all reality, you might not need more than what that template offers.
So a question was, what format do you use?
Which format?
Mm-hmm.
Or we're talking about the different builders? So basically, I spent the past year, so my background, I've been a web developer for 10 years. I'm currently a software engineer, as well as we have a balloon business with me and my wife. So I don't build WordPress sites anymore. I actually build enterprise level services for banks. So I actually have a lot of knowledge when it comes to building these solutions. And that's what I do all day long, as well as my balloon business. So I basically custom built my own WordPress and my own. So I don't use any third parties for anything. I built everything from scratch myself. just using my own code.
Okay, so if we belong to Balloon Planet, they require us to have a link from our site. Will we still be able to do this from our website if we had you build the site?
Yes, so I'm not 100% sure with Balloon Planet. I believe you just need a little icon, right? Or a little link, little logo on the website somewhere. Am I right?
Bobby, is he correct on that? The other question that's coming up is, do you work with Zen, Z-E-N carts?
So basically, we would replace ZenCart. ZenCart is what I use for my dad's website. So I am very familiar with ZenCart, and it basically is I built my own shopping cart for their. It's specifically for balloon customers, for balloon professionals. But yes, so going back to that other question, you can put your own content on there. So if you need to put a little link or an icon in there, you can go into the page and you can paste the image in there and save it, and it'll show up on the website.
Cool.
So, and I'll go through and do a demo, but I want to make it as simple as possible for people to focus on their balloon business and not have to worry as much about their website.
Well, and Brandon, a question just to make sure, if they go to site-demo.balloonsuite.com, is that demo currently up for them to look at?
It is, yes.
Okay, so yes, so that was a question somebody had asked, and so yes.
With an asterisk, the service is working, but I ran out of time to set the actual product up. So the demo site is working, but there are some links that aren't working. I haven't set those up, and the pages have very ugly content on there. So if you go to a page, it just has some random text. So that's part of just setting up the theme on the setup. And I started setting it up yesterday, and I set the most important things up, but I ran out of time to customize everything. So if you look at something and think that page looks ugly, that's because
it's
I
not been built
as
yet.
much time as I've been getting ready for Float. So this webinar, I wanted to be as ready as possible for it.
Right.
But,
so here's what I want to let you guys know. As a sponsor for Float, I saw that Brandon signed up to be a sponsor, and I said, Brandon, I need to know what you're doing because I want my people at BalloonCoach to have your services available, because it's a question that everyone asks me for all the time. And I'm so excited that you're offering this website development because so many people need it. So you guys are getting a sneak peek, okay? So be patient with the fact that he's been working on making this product come to market for you to be able to have it. So when you go look at the demo, it's not perfect, but it gives you an outline of what your website would look like. So just understand that he's doing this pre-launch for you guys special because I asked him to show that to the BalloonCoach people before he launched at Float. So you guys are getting the sneak peek.
Yeah, if that was an actual customer's website, I wouldn't have quite published it quite unfinished like that. So, but yeah, but you can see the functionality. The biggest part is the checkout, being able to order balloon bouquets and all that. That's pretty well set up. That's what I spent most of my time setting up. So, yeah, I mean, I'll go through and demo real quick for you. I'm sure you've gone to the website, but there's also, I can show you the back end as well. So this is basically the demo of the website if you've gone there. So if it was your website, it would have your logo, your own colors. You can customize this. We can, for instance, if you didn't want to order balloons today, it's hideable. I wouldn't recommend it, but we do make it so we try to customize as much as possible. You can choose which social media things are in there. So everything I try to make it as flexible as possible, but I don't want you to have to spend time being a web developer and worrying about that. If you want to be a web developer and learn how to do web design, the solution might not be the best for you. But if you want to focus on your balloon business, make some money, and not have to focus on web development, this is going to be a good website that produces a lot of calls to your business. So for instance, here's all the pages that I created really quick. If you go there, I mean, the content, I just copied dummy text and pasted it in there. But with the pages, the content that's in here would be very customized. So obviously there's no balloon arches, there's no gallery or anything like that that you have that. And all the content's the same on every page. The slideshow, you can customize your own slideshow. You can customize the context. I also have different products that you offer. So these are those specialized. So you can put exactly what the services you offer. So when someone comes to your website, without having to scroll, they know exactly how to contact you and everything. Here's a call to action. I mentioned you need a call to action. Order balloons today, call today. I want them to do one of those two things. So those are the call to actions that I place on the website above without them even having to scroll. And contact information, crucial. they scroll down, they see what services you're interested in, and they can click on those services and go to that page, which with a real website will have a lot more information on there. But they can see what solutions you offer. And this is customizable. You can put whatever you want here. Basically, you create a page, create the product, and you can add the image, and you can link it to whatever page that you want. So these links can be to whatever page that you want. And then content. For SEO purposes, having a lot of blog posts, there's a blog built into it. So you don't need WordPress. There's a blog feature built into this service. So people see your blogs, they can go to your blogs. There's nothing to translate, but they come here and here's the blog post. It's very simple with nothing much, but it has example blog posts and it has the categories that you put it in. You create your own categories when you're creating the blog post. So it has all the very important things of a website, and it's one place where you can manage it all. This is what I was talking about. The links aren't working because I haven't set those links up. But the biggest thing, and the part that I think makes this service worth it, is you can get the rest of it with a website builder. But this is the part that I spent all my money building and what I think is going to make a lot of money. Basically, they will click order balloons today. There's 3 different options, and you can choose which options you want. If you don't want, let us create it for you, or if you don't want to have your own bouquets, you can choose which ones that are showing. But the most popular feature is to create your own bouquet. So if they come here, they have a list of all the different Mylar and latex balloons, and you can upload these and choose which ones you want to offer.
Hey, Brandon, can you change that to foil balloons? Because Mylar is actually just a DuPont's thing, so it's really supposed to be foil.
Well, I can definitely do that. But that's text that's definitely customizable. This right here is customizable. So if you wanted it to say something different up here, we can customize that text for you.
So yeah, even like if they wanted it to be bubbles or something else, they can make it whatever they want.
Yeah. So here they have all these different Mylar balloons, and in the next feature that's getting rolled out with this, there will also be categories, so they can click on birthday, and this will be rolled out before float. But so we have now where it has birthdays, get well, you have your categories, and they have subcategories down here, so you can filter them by category. Right now, for this demo, I haven't rolled that out because there's some bugs, and I didn't want you to see a bug. So you can basically create your own bouquet, and you can have how many of those you want.
I love that.
Go to the latex. I mean, if you click it multiple times, it adds it multiple times, and you can basically the customer can create their own bouquet, as many balloons as they want.
That is an awesome feature.
And then you can create add-ons. So you can have as many add-ons as you want. So balloon weights we have for everybody. They can do a balloon weight if they want candy on the bottom, box of chocolates, and you just click add, and it adds it to the bouquet. And then once they've created their bouquet, it says the total down there. They can add it to the shopping cart. And then they come here, and here's the shopping cart. So this is the order that they have. And this is here where they can choose. Do they want to pick it up or they want it delivered? So they can pick it up. Which day do you want it picked up? You'll notice that Sunday and Mondays I don't allow any pickups or deliveries. So it's filtered out basically with dates. You can choose which days off you want. You can black out days. So if you don't want to deliver on Christmas Day, you can black out Christmas Day so it's not available. So you can basically days of the weeks as well as specific days that you can black out. But I'll choose that day, and then I can pick my time frame. With the time frame, you can choose the earliest time they can pick up or deliver, as well as the last time they can pick up and deliver. You can also customize how big each block is. So I can have a 1 hour time increments, 2 hour, 3. You can have it as some people like to do 4 hour time frames, like furniture delivery shops. You can have 4 hour time frames if you need that flexibility. If you want to be more precise and you need that for your schedule, you can customize the time frame. For delivery, if you pick delivery, it also asks for the zip code so they can make sure that you actually deliver to that zip code. So if someone types in a zip code that you deliver to, it'll pop up, it'll say the delivery fee, and you can continue. If it's a zip code, you can notice I don't know what's on. That's what I just typed in. So there's two. So that zip code is $35.
Gotcha.
So you can customize the cost per zip code, but you can also group zip codes. So you can say these zip codes are $5, these zip codes are $10, whatever delivery fee that you want. If it's one This is one of the things, but if you don't do there, we don't deliver to this. Please give us a call. This text is customizable, so it's very basic right now, but you can put whatever message you want there.
That's awesome.
Basically, they're choosing how they want it delivered or picked up, and we make sure ahead of time that it's something that they can do, so not wasting their time checking out. And that zip code will continue through the whole checkout process. The other options are let us create it for you. People love this. You can create your bouquets. You can have as many or as little bouquets as you want. You can create your prices and your own features that are in those bouquets, so they know what's coming. They can choose which one they want. Choose the occasion. You create your own occasions. Type in some notes. Create an add-on. Add it to the cart. So there's your let us create it for you. It doesn't have a picture because they don't know what it's going to look like. So they can do the same things. They can pick up, delivery, which time frames, same things. You can have as many of these as you like. And the last option is choose your bouquet. So you have categories here, and then we have popular bouquets as well. So if someone wants now each of these categories have the same bouquets, but you'll customize that. So they'll have a list of bouquets. You can have as many as you like. If you have more than 10, it shows the first 10, then you can go to the next page and see additional bouquets.
Brandon, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
With the way this is set up now, will they get these photos to use, or do they have to create their own of these different samples?
They would create their own. These are the ones that we actually use for our website.
Okay.
So if you have your own bouquets, I mean, if you want to use these images, let me know. I'll be happy to let you use them. And let you know what balloons there are actually in there. But you can create your own bouquets and so they know exactly what that bouquet will look like. So you can come in here, you can choose which size they want.
Just knowing our balloon people, some people will want that option, just letting you know.
of which one?
Some people will want to be able to just use some of your photos so that they don't have to recreate it themselves.
Yeah, and I think right now I have 10 bouquets of pictures that I've taken pictures of. Right. So, yeah.
Well, so a couple of questions at this point. One is, once everything is set up, how hard or easy is it for somebody to edit and change things on their side for their website?
Absolutely. So that's the biggest feature of letting people check out. And then once they check out, they'll put their credit card information in. And this is where the back end that you will be able to manage your website. So this is basically where all your orders will be. So when you have a new order, you'll have the orders that are listed here. You'll be able to go, these are fake orders right now because there's no actual orders placed through that website. So you can't really click in and see it. But you can click into that order. You can see exactly what they ordered, and you'll be able to mark them as delivered. You'll be able to see, for instance, if they use PayPal, sometimes they have the option of using a check, which takes like 3 days to clear. So there is an option, depending on the payment option, that the payment is still pending. So there's a payment status to make sure you don't deliver to someone that hasn't actually paid, because that was something that we did. We delivered, and it ended up not going through. We never got paid for it. So it was our own fault. So I put a little payment thing on there. So this is where you can go manage your orders and see what you have and mark them as delivered. You can go in here. This will show all the bouquets that you currently have set up, which categories they're under, which prices they have for each one of those. You can create your own sizes. So these are the bouquet sizes that I set up. So when you saw like they could choose which bouquet size, this is where I set it up and where the features are. So you can add new features. You just type in the bouquet size, and you create the new size. And this is where you set up all the add-ons. When you saw all those steps that you were choosing the add-ons, here's the add-ons that they had. And it's the same thing. They're very simple to add add-ons. And then when you create a new bouquet, you can choose the different add-ons that you want to offer for that balloon bouquet. So if you only want specific add-ons for specific products, you can choose which ones are available on that products page. You can choose which category they go under. So if they're birthday balloons, you create those categories as well. So here's where you create the categories. And this is where you control the image that's for that category. And uploading images is very easy. So there's the image. So I try to make it as easy as possible. And once you understand the navigation, I do feel like it is very easy. For instance, making changes on a page. Here's the pages. You can go into the backdrops, and this is where the content, you can see I just pasted dummy text there. I didn't do any style. But you can come in here. If you want this to be a header, you can make it a header. So
and what pages is, that's the blog?
This is pages. So this would be like.
Oh, that's the actual pages of the website.
Uh-huh.
All right, so for those people who are asking how easy it is to change your website, all he's doing is going into the back side of the website. He's clicking on the pages of his website and being able to type in new text. So it's that easy to add a new page to your website, like if you're wanting to talk about arches or columns or about prom, you can just add a new page and type it in however you want.
If you need a new page, there's new page. Oh, that's all pages. New page, and it's a new page. You type whatever you want, and when you save it, it'll create a new page for you. So a feature that you didn't see because I didn't set it up correctly, on each page you can add a gallery. So you can see I've added some images, and it's very easy to add new images. You can add new images, and it'll display those images on the bottom of the page. So when you go to I can show you what I've done.
So
even though this isn't the service, it'll be very similar.
So basically, after the website is set up, we at any time can go onto our own website, update the photos, and click, and it automatically is published. The new updates are there, correct?
Correct, yep.
So just like when I go and put a blog on my website and I click update, it goes there automatically.
Yep, it automatically saves it. So for instance, here's the gallery. This will be kind of what it looks like. In the bottom of the page, there'll be a gallery with your images, and people can see the work. So on this page, I have all of my arches that people can see. And it can look redundant, but at the same time, and you can see there's new pages, next pages, but it can look redundant, but at the same time, people want to see what they're getting.
So we've had a lot of questions come in. Is there something else that you're wanting to show us first before I ask you those questions?
I mean, you can ask me the questions. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So one of the questions is if there is 2 or more balloon professionals in the same area and they're using your balloon suite, how will this affect the rankings?
Ranking, it does not affect, because the ranking is based upon the content or the text on your website. So you're not going to have, you'll put your own custom content in there. The website would look similar unless you had a custom template. But at least ranking wise, it would not affect, unless you have, the only thing that affects your ranking is the content what's on your website.
Cool. And then Linda was wondering,
has a killer website as well.
are you creating templates for people to be able to use for their blog, or is it they just have to go in and create their own content?
For the templates? I mean, for the content. So part of the service is with the setup, we'll set up the first 5 pages for you and add 5 products and show you how to add it yourself as well. So I really want it to be something that you can maintain it yourself, because I mean, you need to be able to keep things updated. You need to be able to keep your website updated with content for current events, add new content. It's important for you to be able to manage it yourself. So I do want to help you get off the ground, but I also want to show you how to do it yourself so it's easily managed and you can add new blog posts and stuff like that as well.
The other thing that I'm going to be starting after Float is for my people who are in Balloon Boss Mastermind is monthly I'm going to have a blog entry for people that they can just take my information and make it their own. So that is an added bonus for people who are doing this for themselves. Another person's asking, they're a twister and they think would they be able to make it for their sculptures so that they could list like the different sculptures that they would take to a kid's party and then list it down for people to buy?
For which part of that? I guess I'm not.
Well, like for a person
Pages
who's a an entertainer.
Yeah.
A lot of times entertainers like to take a sculpture to the birthday boy or girl, or they have candy cups and those kind of things. Would they be able to use this website for that, or is it not really ready for that at this point?
So this is going to be I'm going to keep adding new features to it because I want to keep building it out. Right now, it's just the checkout part of it is only for balloon bouquets. So I do want to have the ability to add products that are not balloon bouquets, and it won't take too long to add that. But I wanted to get ready for float, and I wanted to be able to, I felt like balloon bouquets was the biggest thing. So that is a feature that I will be adding. But as of right now, the checkout is just for bouquets.
Perfect. When you build your own bouquet, when the client goes onto the website to build their own bouquet, can you set up for there to be a minimum order amount? Like they have to order a $50 bouquet, or is there no way to do that? Or like, can somebody actually go on there and order a balloon and check out?
That is something that is planned, yes. And it's probably going to be finished before float. So I do that currently on my website because I don't want to drive up to an hour and a half away for a $10 balloon bouquet. So yes, I do plan on it. You didn't see it, but that is something that's probably going to be finished before float.
Okay. Another question is where do you source your chocolate? And if you don't want to say that out loud for the replay, you can send that information to me and I can pass it on.
So all these images you're seeing are either the balloon bouquets are mine. The other ones are stock photos. So the chocolates are not actually what we offer on our website. I just took some stock photos that I paid for and to give it a good image unfortunately, we don't offer those chocolates because they do look good.
All right. And so do you just pick up chocolates locally?
We don't offer chocolates as an add-on.
Oh, okay.
I was just searching through images and I saw the picture of the chocolate, so I downloaded it.
Gotcha. I know a lot of people who do chocolates for the holidays. They just go and run by Walgreens and pick it up so they don't have to worry about it melting. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I can get through all the other questions. How much is this service, and what kind of service is available for help after the site is set up?
Yeah. So basically, we do want to be able to help you as much as possible. So I get that not everybody understands web development. So basically, we have a ticketing system right now set up. You can submit any tickets, and we'll answer any tickets that you send in. We do have a phone number, but it is my wife is going to be the one that's starting off answering it. So if you ask a technical question when you call in, she's probably not going to be able to answer. So the ticketing system is built for a way for you to ask questions. If you have a problem or can't figure something out, you can reach out on my Facebook if you want to. But the ticketing system for you can create a ticket, I'll get notified, and I can reply to you. Keep it organized because I found if people just reach out to you randomly, people get lost. So that ticketing system is there to make sure we don't forget about people, and you have a way of contacting with any questions that you have.
Okay. So do you have your pricing set and available for people to know, or are you waiting until Float to announce the pricing?
Yeah, so that's one of the slideshows, but I can let you know. So basically the monthly, all you have is a setup fee for us to go in and set everything up, because it does take probably a full day to set everything up for you. So it's a one-time setup fee of $99 and then $29 a month.
Wait, what?
$99 and $29 a month.
No way.
So the setup fee, I really don't want that to be where I make my money because, yeah, I mean, I probably could. I know when I did web development, we charged for a templated website, we charged like $600 to set up just a template, but then they didn't have to pay for. So yeah, I mean, I built it out. So the setup fee is just to cover. So when I have people that set it up, that we're covering the cost there.
All right. So you have 4 people ready to sign up right now.
So, and you'll like what I have a surprise for you at the end then. So you'll like what I have coming up, but I do want to show a few more things here because I know I'm taking all night, but
okay. Well, they obviously want to stay on because there's almost all the people who came on tonight are still on. So it's $99 to set up this website for you, and then $29 a night. $29 a month. The other question people had was, does this mean that they still keep GoDaddy?
No. So you would not, we would handle all the website, all your website. The only thing you would need is a domain name.
So they just need to have a domain name, and then you're going to be their host.
Correct. So you wouldn't have to pay hosting or anything. So we basically take care of everything. The domain name we don't do. So you pay $10-15 a year for GoDaddy domain name or whoever you register your domain name through. And then you point it over to us and we handle the rest for you. I really wanted to handle everything. I mean, I could have created it off based upon WordPress or something, but I wanted to be able to handle everything to make it simple so you don't have to worry about hosting. You don't have to worry about setting it up. You just maintain it and build balloons.
Okay, and so this is the coach in me. I'm going to say that this is Brandon's introductory offer because I'm just thinking down the road, this is a super, super duper value and that he should be charging a lot more money for this service. So I'm just saying that this is an introductory pricing because this is amazing. So just throwing that out there, Brandon.
So yeah, yeah. Thank you. So, but yeah, going back, there's no other blog posts are very similar to pages. The only difference with blog posts is when you're adding a blog post, you can add it to a category. On the side, there was blog categories, and then you can filter posts by category. So when they go to your blogs, there's categories on the side. If they click the category, it shows only the posts in that category. So people can go around and you can make your own categories that you add here. So you can create your own categories and everything. The other thing, setting up bouquets, very similar. You have the category, your add-ons, and then these are the prices that you selected in the other one. So you can have whatever bouquet size you want, and you can customize the size, the price, based upon the bouquet. So I know some balloons cost more than others. So not all bouquets have to be the same price. Even though the same size, you can have custom prices for every bouquet, and each bouquet has their own image. Categories, you did the sizes. And this is where you set up to create your own bouquet stuff. So you can add your own Mylar balloons or foil balloons. You have your categories for each foil balloon that you want. I put the SKU number because when we go to our distributor to reorder them, having to track that number down is a pain in the butt. You have to look at the barcode, Google it, and so I put what the number is for our distributor, and I can go right over to our distributor and order more balloons when I need to. So you can put the price, so each balloon can have a different price, and it shows it when you're choosing which Mylar balloons you want. It shows the price runner. So if you have a bubble balloon, you can charge $6 for it, $8, whatever it is. If you have a simple foil, you can charge $3.50 or whatever.
Okay, so as you're working on pricing, you can always increase those prices to like $5 per foil and $15 per bubble. Just saying.
So I mean, I just read through random $3.50 for everything. So we have some bubble balloons at the bottom, and they're $4.50. So these prices are not representative of what we charge for our balloons.
All right, they're just out there. So I am serious. People are ready to give you money. They want to know how they sign up with you and how they send you their money because they are ready to go. So a couple of questions on that, just logistics-wise, so they understand, since you've got a business that you're running and that you're going to be getting ready to be out of town, what they can expect if they do sign up now. When would they expect that their website would actually be up and running for them to work on?
So what I'm telling people is basically about 3 to 4 weeks after float. And because I'm getting ready for float, even if you sign up now, I wouldn't be able to start it till after float. But once I come back from float and finish getting everything set up, even when I'm gone, it'll be able to be set up pretty easily. So right now, because you're very introductory, it's probably out 3 to 4 weeks from float. But once we're on the ground, probably about a week or two to get everything set up.
And so if they bought now, they would be in the first in line getting their website, correct?
Correct, yep.
You'll do it by when you got.
I'll go in the order of whoever orders first and whoever has the content ready. So.
All right, so now that's another thing I want you guys to hear. Who has the content ready? So here's the thing that I want to let you guys know that is the biggest frustration for web developers from when I've personally been developing websites for party people and for when I've helped other people get their websites done is balloon people stink at getting detailed information to their web developer. They don't have their photos ready, they don't have their content, their information ready. So you need to have that stuff put together to help Brandon do his job, okay? So that's just really important. So Brandon, will you end up sending people like a email template of the information that they need to get to you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so there'll be a form that you fill out. So basically, the only thing we need to know are what pages do you want. So do you want to, obviously you want a home page, but you'll want to contact us page, but do you want balloon bouquets? Everybody offers something different. So what pages do you want? What are the text and images that go on it? And then we'll set it up. We'll design it. You don't want me writing your text. I can promise you that. That's not my forte, is content writing, English, the words.
All right, and what format do they need to have their photos in? Like, is there a certain size, and how do they get them to you?
So the form will allow you to upload the photos part of it. So when you add a photo, it'll send it to me. And the only thing I say with the size of the images is just making sure they're big enough. I can always make them a little bit smaller if they're too big. But I mean, if they're a tiny little thumbnail, I can't make them bigger.
I'm going to let you know, Brandon, most people have no clue what you're talking about. So how do they know if their image is big enough?
That's a good question. If you took it on your phone, if you took it yourself, there's a good chance that it's a good size. Yeah, if it's viewable, if it looks good on Facebook, it'll look good on your website.
Okay, because that's just one thing I do know people struggle with a lot of time, is to have the right image in the right format for you. So, okay, so tell us how we go ahead and get this product, because we have at least 6 people who are ready to buy now.
So, like I was saying, I'm getting ready. This webinar was not planned until last week. So I told you that the current website that's out there at BalloonSuite.com is just the very basic information one I threw up there, that we're getting ready to release our main one. So it doesn't have the ability to order. So if you are getting ready to sign up, if you do want to sign up, you can send me an email, or you can reach me on Facebook.
And Brandon, give us that email address so I can type it in here right now.
It's Brandon at BalloonSuite.com.
Okay, let me make sure I've got that. BRANDON at BalloonSuite.com, correct?
Yeah. So after float, there will be an option to actually sign up on the website, make a payment if you really want to, or give us a call. You can call us. Right now, my wife handles most of the phone calls for all of our businesses, but I wouldn't recommend until after float calling, because she has some questions too. She'll probably have to get back to you.
So if they go ahead and email, then you could send them an invoice to make payment?
Correct, yep.
Perfect. All right, so guys, when you email Brandon, many of you do not have signatures on your email. So just a little extra tip. You need to put your name, your company name, and your email and phone number so that he can send you an invoice.
Yeah, and then after flow, it'll be a lot more streamlined.
Right. So again, guys, I want to make sure you understand, Brandon did this as a favor to me. He is coming on board. He will be an instructor at our Promotions and Profits Retreat in Orlando coming up in November. Brandon, is there anything more on your screen that you're needing to show anybody?
No, I think I covered everything else that was on there. We already talked about. But yeah, the only other thing is, like, the purpose of this service, I said it before, is not to be an expense, but to be an asset to you. I want to take your website and turn it into something that makes you money. So hopefully it's something that'll work very well for everybody.
All right. So Jennifer Nico said she has already sent you an email. That's awesome. So one thing that they did say is that your demo link wasn't working when they tried to go online. So that's something you might want to check. You've had more emails sent out to you. I'm seeing at least 3. So that's awesome. But guys, what I wanted to let you know is for BalloonCoach.com, we have a blog right here. If you are coming to float, check on it, and it will tell you tips and hints of what to pack. I am having a lunch and learn on Tuesday for $50 with Liz Romani. Go check that out and help us and come hang out with us. Orlando Retreat 2019. Brandon is one of 10 instructors that we have already promoted and let you know about. So check it out. Stuart Davies from Qualitex, Chris Potts from High Float, Brandon from Balloon Suite, Kelly Andrews and Dave Kramer, thanks to me. They are business experts. Liz Romani is coming back. Gary Ledbetter is coming back. Jonathan Gerber with Party People Events coming, myself, and then Melissa Ray Vinson is being sponsored by Anagram. So we have an amazing lineup, and there's still a couple surprises left. But to let you know, right now our early bird pricing is half price. You save $1,000 if you sign up by January 31st. So if you want to hang out with Brandon and talk more about computers, he will be part of our evening program where people are having conversations about business. It's going to be an amazing 5-day training. Our hands-on workshop, you will leave with professional photography of the decor that we build at the event. And you will be talking about business and how you can succeed. So I just wanted to let you know that if you want more time with Brandon in person, come hang out with us in November in Orlando. There are payment plans available. The longer you wait, the higher the price goes. So all the details are there. And Brandon, I appreciate that you've done a webinar for us in the past. If people want to access that, that's in the old Passport to Success webinar replays, or you can get it through my Balloon Boss program. Somebody's chiming in. That was interesting. I don't know who that was. I don't know where that came from. So I'm going to double check. Okay, Amanda's saying the email bounced back to her.
I was about to say I gave the wrong email.
Okay, good point.
So I actually just barely, while you're talking, created the email address.
Okay.
So it will work now, but the email I created was info, not brand.
Okay, so she can go ahead and do brandon@balloonsuite.com.
Yeah, it works now. I just barely created it, but I realized that I created the info one, not Brandon. So they both created now, both will work. But if you sent it previously, you can resend it. I apologize.
So for all of you guys who sent the email out, go ahead and resend it now. Brandon says, sorry for that. And here's the thing, guys. How awesome is that? You're getting to see this first before anyone else. And I appreciate that you guys follow BalloonCoach.com. I love bringing resources like this to you so that you can grow your business. Brandon is giving you guys an amazing price for what he is offering you. And I cannot wait to see everybody's new websites up and running. I've always said 2019 is going to be a great year for our industry. Brandon, thanks for making it even easier for people to be online and have a professional looking website. So Adam has a question about Google Ads. Would he be able to ask that now before we sign off?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Adam, type away. All right, so all those people, if your emails came back to you, go ahead and retype it, brandon@balloonsuite.com, and you can get signed up for this service. And any last minute questions, go ahead and ask them now. And while we wait, I'm just going to put a plug in for Balloon Boss Mastermind. Many people did not know about Balloon Coach in the past and have not been a part of our program. And so I have webinars that have been going on since September of 2015. We started with David Mahoney. We've had 40 webinars. All of those webinars plus other online training of over $2,500 are available for you for just $97 a month. Plus access to me through a private webinar, through a private Facebook group, and a monthly coaching mastermind group the first Monday of each month. So just letting you guys know, if you'd like to have access to all of those wonderful tips and hints to grow your business, check out Balloon Boss Mastermind. And now I'm going to read the questions. All right. Brandon has put the demo links up for you for website-demo.balloonsuite.com. All right. And for those people who need help with building content, honestly, that's a lot of the training that I do through Balloon Boss Mastermind is helping people develop content, giving people ideas on how to make pictures, how to find clients, so that you can have paying people to pay for your photos. So here is the question. Adam signed up for Google Ads and it's not working out so well. I think my first mistake was to have a Google administrator manage my ad campaign. My budget disappeared quickly and I removed him from my campaign. My question is, can you suggest a YouTube tutorial or something else to teach me how to understand Google Ads? My goal is to get traffic on my website in order to increase sales with new clients.
Yeah, so for me, Google Ads is what I use. That's where people are. I mean, if you watch my other webinar, Google is where people are going on the website. So when 97% of people go online, I think it's like 70% of those go to Google. So you definitely need to be on Google, and I use Google. I'm on the top of keywords for my SEO, natural SEO, but I still use Google AdWords because it increases. So if done right, Google AdWords is a very, very effective tool. If done wrong, it's an easy way to blow your money. So, but yeah, so just a little foresight. A lot of the services, a lot of the reason why $29 a month is because I plan on adding additional ways that I could help you with your website, building out the solutions, adding different things. And I don't want to guarantee anything, but the next solution that's going to be is for us to be able to manage your Google AdWords for you for just a short monthly fee, because I have that list and I know exactly what balloon professionals work, but it'll take me a few months to get that set up. For anything website oriented, I recommend going to Udemy. I'll put the link in here. This is a website where you can go and people will put on online trainings for almost anything. There's even some for balloons. There's a balloon, how to make a balloon arch and stuff. And it's like $10 for a 4-hour tutorial. And if you search Google AdWords, there's probably 100 different ones on how to use Google AdWords. And the good thing is they keep them updated. So if you watch it, the good ones keep it updated. So if you learn how to use Google AdWords through that tutorial and Google changes everything, the good one, most of them will keep it updated and you can come back and watch it again and they'll update the videos to be current. So Udemy, I purchased the Google AdWords on there just to watch it and keep updated with the new features that come out, and I watch it. But anytime I'm looking to learn a new skill online, I always go to there and purchase a $10 tutorial, and it teaches you. You can learn almost anything there. So there are some good ones on there, and I would definitely recommend going through because it's a lot to learn. Easy, not hard to do, but a lot to learn Google AdWords. And they do well teaching that.
Thanks, Brandon. And for those people who did miss his webinar originally, he did talk about the cycle of your clients, and it was a great webinar. So for my people who've been members for quite a while and you just don't always make it to everyone live, that is a great replay. Or if you missed it totally, you can actually go and purchase it. So yay. All right. So udemy.com, Udemy. That's cool. Sounds like a great thing to check out. And Adam says, thank you. And let's see, I'm just double checking any other questions I missed, but I think I've got it all. Brandon, this is an awesome service. I cannot wait to see the websites that people are going to be putting out and being able to easily accept payments from their clients for bouquet deliveries if they so choose to do that part of their service, and just having things looking great and streamlined. Guys, if you have any other questions, send me an email and I'll get them out to Brandon, or email him directly, brandon@balloonsuite.com. I love that you guys are a part of BalloonCoach.com and that we're able to bring you this information to help you grow your business. Any closing words, Brandon?
I think we wrapped it all up. I'm excited to help you guys out. I really am.
All right, great. All right, guys. You have an amazing evening, and I look forward to seeing many of you at upcoming conventions and at Promotions and Profits Retreat in November. Take care and have a great day.